Hi guys, Selfcast Dad here, and I'm back again. And it's been what, a little over a year, maybe a little bit longer than that. But here I am. Anyways, today we're gonna be playing Sunless Sea, and I've been playing this game several hours now, so I've got a pretty good grip on what I'm doing with it for the most part. So I really like this game. It's a really awesome game. And we're gonna go ahead and start a new game, which means my old game is now gone. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure you can only run one game at a time on here, so it's a small downfall, but that's okay. I can deal with it. Since this loads. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Unterzee. So we're going to choose a pass, decide who you were and what you want to be. And, looks like we can actually go back out there later. I never really noticed that, I guess, but we're going to go ahead and decide who we were, and so we have a lodge in the room above the blind helmsman. And I'm going to be a street urchin. You can see you can have several different choices. You can be a street urchin, a poet, a veteran captain of the campaign of 68, an ordained priest, and a natural philosopher. So far I've had the most luck with street urchin, so I'm going to go ahead and keep with that. See, different occupations give you different bonuses. And this street urchin gives a bonus to veils, which is the skill of subtlety, and evasion, which is pretty much sneaking around. The other one I've noticed that is real good, besides iron, which is direct damage, is mirrors, which is the skill of detection, and it helps you get a lock on your target with your gunships quicker. That being said, still going with the street urchin, and we get all this stuff, and it's a lot of text and it's a lot of icons. That kind of got a little bit of getting used to, but I've pretty much got the hang of it now. So we have a Longshanks gunner for being a street urchin. She's a recent graduate from the urchin gangs, but where did she learn to fire a cannon? And you see she gives us iron +1, so we do a little bit more damage. We get 25 veils for our occupation perk, and we get 10 echo, which is echo is the currency. We were a street urchin, now you're a Zee Captain. So then we have to choose an ambition, and my ambition is going to be wealth, because I know how it is to be poor, because growing up on the streets and all that. So now I want a mansion, servants, and fine clothes, and maybe a family. We'll see. Okay, so the Unterzee is full of riches, death, and darkness too, but it's worth the gamble. To win, gather a substantial retirement fund, upgrade your lodgings to a mansion, and retire. So we got an occurrence, which is our objective quality, which is how we're going to win the game. And we get to decide how we want to be addressed. And since we're going to be a rich and famous mansion dweller, we're going to go with my lord. So, perhaps you really do come from a noble family. Who's to know? Pleasure to welcome you on board, my lord. A last piece of advice: explore, take chances. This captain will probably die. The Zee is hungry, but each captain passes on lessons to the next. So now we get a picture portrait. We're going to pick that guy. And we are going to be self-cast dad. Yes. Captain self-cast dad at your service. Okay, so we've got a lot of tabs here, and we'll just do kind of a quick overview. Your hold is your ship, all your cargo, your supplies, curiosities, which as far as I can tell, they don't count for cargo, but they are like tradable tokens. You can outfit your ship. You have weapon stats, We have a journal which kind of shows us, here's our accomplishments. You know something of the Unterzee. Lodgings, all that. Just kind of a basic rundown of everything. We have our officers. We can hire different officers and swap them in and out from our crew for different bonuses. We can go shopping. And we can buy a new ship. Now this is the story tab, and this is basically where the majority of things happen. And so, fall in London, deep, dark, and marvelous. All voyages start here. And this is where successful voyages end. London, she's the greatest city on the Unterzee. Your lodgings, here you may catch up with your correspondence, rest, or retire altogether from seafaring life. And we have advice for captains. And this is kind of the beginning tutorial. We're going to skip all this, but the nice thing about this is after reading all this, we can sell this book, which gives us $50, 50 echo, which is pretty good little bit, especially for starting. So we're up to 110. I'm going to go ahead and go to the shops, and we're going to buy a couple supplies, and we'll buy a couple fuel, and go ahead and buy a couple more supplies. As you sail, your supplies get used up, and you use up your fuel. Here's our fuel bar, here's our supplies, and this is terror. So those are all kind of important. We have the different shops, engine shop, goods, this is supplies, this is weapons. This is kind of specialized stuff for your ship. And then this is our lantern shop, and we're not going to really worry too much about that. So we're going to go ahead and head on into London, if I can talk. And these are the different places we can go to. And first thing we're going to do is offer passage to this tomb colonist. It says an immigrant will pay to be taken north to Vinderbite. So we're going to talk to them. It's oddly difficult to die in fallen London, but when a Londoner is too tatty and wretched to live, they wrap themselves in bandages and take ship for the tomb colonies. Your crew cart these ones aboard in padded coffins. They'll sleep there until the journey is done. The tomb colonist is in your hold. Take them north to the colony of Vinderbite and sell them there. So, this is our objective, and this is added to our hold, which we should, yep, there's our tomb colonist. Technically, passengers rather than goods, but you never know it to talk to them. Ha ha ha. So, this is the Admiralty's survey office, and they pay us for information. Every port that we go to, we are able to make a dock report or a port report, and we can sell those to them, and they'll trade us more fuel for them and whatnot. And I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. I had a small problem with children not wanting to stay in bed, but I believe all that's taken care of. We are going to go to our lodgings, and we're going to read the morning papers. And ooh, look at that. Connaught was threatening war. They always are. London's colonies on the Canadian coast want independence. They always do. The Unterzee, the papers report, has undergone another alteration. Not yet, it hasn't. You'd know. Oh-ho! A promotional coupon from Miss Plenty's Provisioners for a half cask of salt herring. You could use that. Yes, we can. And we get one supply, and we also have one of this recent news, which that I have found is pretty darn useful. Alright, so we are ready to set sail. And here we go. And you see it kind of autopilots. We can steer this way and that way, and we can even full stop engines and reverse. So we can turn our light on and off. The level of light depends on how fast your terror meter fills. And also you see down here it says we're getting fragments for discovering locations. That is quite handy. Every time you fill up this bar, you get a secret. You use the secrets for things. And it's just, you kind of trade them for different things. They get you into different places. We'll kind of see more of that later. We also have a mascot, which is a comatose ferret. Gives us a bonus to hearts. And we will be replacing him hopefully pretty soon. So we're going to go ahead and pull into Hunter's Keep. It says, a quiet isle, a grand old house. A hump of dark rock, swathed in mist like 100 other Unterzee islands. But here's a grand house. Windows aglow, lawns, impossibly green and lush in the false starlight, raked gravel paths. You stand on the dock as the sea nudges the ship's sides. An unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. Different options we can do. First thing we're going to do, I think, is reconnoiter the island. Plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well tucked away in a fold of the grounds. Anything else? And you see if we do that. It's only unlocked if we have no more than 0 a port report on Hunter's Keep. So if we do this, it will go ahead and give us the port report. And it says, ships rarely come here. Nothing changes. Even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle. The house and the sisters. But the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed, at least. And then we have this, which just says a straightforward challenge to spy on the house. This place may not be as simple as it seems. And you can kind of put on that, and it tells you what your percentage is according to your skills. And it says our veil's quality gives us 100%. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Piano music drifts across the terrace. You peer through a half-open French window into a grand parlor, grand in size, if a little reduced in style by dust and neglect. A dark-haired, pale-skinned young woman bends earnestly over a piano keyboard. Another, fair-haired but unmistakably her sister, sprawls on the sofa with a book. A third sits by the fireplace, staring sorrowfully into the embers. Soon, she says, and the piano music falters and stops. We'll go hungry, and then the end will come. For me, but not for you. The pianist raises her eyes from the keyboard. Hush! If we don't speak of it. She frowns. Has she seen you at the window? You withdraw. See, we gain some fragments. We now know something of Hunter's Keep. And we succeeded in a Veil's challenge. So, we're going to go ahead and present ourselves. They will have heard your ship come in. Why hide? Knock and enter. A maid with smoldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlor, where 3 young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest chuckles. The eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe. The cheerful one is Lucy. You are in good time for lunch. Will you join us? This kind of shows that the next time we go to port, we can access special parts of stories. That's what that icon means. And it gives different flavored text for that. So now we're acquainted with the sisters. And we can choose which one to have lunch with. We're going to go with Phoebe. Soft-voiced, watchful, and unpredictable. And see here it shows that we have to have the something awaits token to be able to have lunch with them. Here's a story. Phoebe has a story to tell, of 2 lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of the moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if to a song only she can hear. The effect is hypnotic. Your attention drifts, out through the skylight of the dining room, to the false stars glittering in the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The Unterzee shimmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Ships bob like wood chips between the islands. Vast spined things pulse in the depths. There is a scent like the scent before a storm. The storm came, says Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there you finish the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. We've reduced our hunger, so we now have no more hunger. And we have an occurrence. The gods of the Zee, Storm's attention quality is now on us. We gained 1 supplies. That's it for now. And we have 1 memory of distant shores. And we are acquainted with the sisters. So, not a bad little stop. I don't believe there's anything we can do. No, the parlor's empty. And we can call them out with that recent news and incite them to have lunch with us again. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and have lunch again. Knock and wait. You ask the sulfur-eyed maid to carry a few hints of your news to the sisters. Oddly enough, she comes back with the message that their headaches are cured and you're invited to lunch. We no longer have the recent news, and we get our little story back. Let's see. Let's have lunch with Cynthia. I know Lucy reduces your terror drastically, and since we don't have any terror, we don't need to worry about that. So, Cynthia grasps your arm and whispers to you. Her eyes are wide and blue. Her hair is wild and tangled. Bats might nest in it. It seems to you that you are sitting on a hillside, above a wide blue lake, listening to a story of murder. An axe, a net, blood on scented water. Another chop? Cynthia asks. You've barely touched your food. Here, I'll have the maid wrap something up for you. You can't be hungry. It's not safe to be hungry. I guess that could have given us some iron, but we're unchanged because it won't raise you above 25, I guess. Now we have Salt's attention, which is another god. We've gained some more supplies. We gained 1 terror. We have a Tale of Terror. Yep, we have got Terror 1. The Tale of Terror, that's a tradable item as well. They can do different things. So we're going to go ahead and set off. Now, you see, this map is pretty vast, which is cool. It's a lot to explore. I love exploring. It's fun. And I'm pretty sure to get where we're going to Venderbite, we pretty much just need to head north. See, now we're in the waters of the... oh, crap. Oh. Okay, I found the best strategy for these guys is to just kind of stay behind them. Because if you stay behind them, they can't lock onto you with their weapons. Meanwhile, you can just stay locked on them all day long. You see, it kind of gives us this cone. As long as they're within there, it will give us a chance to lock with our weapons. You can fire before that is full, but you have a higher probability of missing. And this lamp beam right here, if we can keep them within that, then it optimizes our target locking, and we can fill our lock a lot faster. So we're going to go ahead and blow this guy out of the water now. And the ship is yours. What will you do with her? Loot and scuttle her. She's a vile old vessel, and these Z's aren't safe. Take what you can, and move on. So we get lean pickings. These pinnacles don't sail far from their hidden harbors, but here's something at the back of the hold. So we have cache of curiosities. We're going to go ahead and open that. Crates, the source of sustenance, the fundamental element of cargo. Coke, like coal, but more so, as the Department of Infernal Rarefactions would have it. You gained 1 fuel. So, not bad. And now we can go ahead and all clear our combat. There's a light. You see our meter bar is kind of slowly filling there. I found that if you stay pretty well in the light... Oh, did we find something? You see it turns green, and then it will start dropping down just like that. We can actually turn our light off while we're in here and conserve ammo. Or fuel. But I found if you stay pretty close to land... Oh, see, we got a secret. If you stay pretty close to the land, any land, really, even if it's just small islands out in the middle of nowhere, or within those buoy lights, then it really helps maintain your terror level. So, good little tip, good little advice. We're going to swing over here real quick. Grab this location as well. Alright, there we go. And swing back. And we're probably going to get a little bit of terror, but not that big a deal. So theoretically, we could actually just follow this land curve all the way back home and not get any terror on the return trip. The trouble with tomb colonists. You brought this decaying immigrant north. Now what? Hope out an immigrant. Your tomb colonist passenger yanks off her bandages. She looks remarkably healthy for a tomb colonist. I'm not as dead as I look, she confesses, and I won't get ashore without your help. Yes, the constables are looking for me back home. Is that a problem? Or we can make no promise. We can keep our nose clean, drop her off the dock as we promised, and after that it's her problem. And we get this because we're a street urchin. And I'm going to go ahead and help her out. Because, you know, nice guy. You slip your furtive passenger past the skin check post and the confirmation of consolation. Thanks, Captain, she remarks casually. Let me teach you a couple of tricks, just in case you do this again. And here's a little hush money. So we now have one suspicion. Says we're a rapscallion. And the higher that is, the more we indulge in criminal activities, the higher our suspicion will go, and the more we will get searched. We lost one tomb colonist, we got 200 echo, which is a nice little payday, and we brought a criminal to Vinderbite and assisted her. It says just what precisely is their problem. And we gained one veil. So, a few die and fall in London. They come here instead. On deck you can hear the sound of the 1,000 bandaged dead make as they shuffle and cough. It's something like the world's most restless concert audience, or the world's most plague-ridden cathedral. We can do different things, you know, like, this is kind of like shore leave. We have to have terror of 25 at least, and $50, 50 echo. We're not going to worry about that. We are going to gather gossip. Who's plotting what out in the tomb colonies, because as you see, that's a port report. Along the coasts of the Unterzee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in bandaged peace. But they don't give up their ties to home or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues, enough to keep your contacts in London interested. We now have one of this. And we are going to explore. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. A little chapel stands alone. You poke your head through the door. The walls are deep red, just this side of scarlet. A ruby-tinted window at the back glows with steady light. An electric lamp behind the glass? Rare and expensive, but this is no gaslight. No one is here, and yet you have the sensation that only a moment ago someone must have been. Leave. The shade of red would be unsettling enough in a dowager's parlor. Daubed in the walls of an empty place of worship, nothing cheerful will happen here. We can make an offering, drop coin into the empty offering box, and pray to the power of this place, whoever it might be. And, apparently we can't have certain menaces, and it costs 1 echo. We can make an offering with half familiar rites, which we would need unaccountably peckish. And we can search the place. And we have a 49% chance of success, so I think we're just going to go ahead and leave $1. Be out of here. Prayer soothes the soul, they say. Your soul is not soothed. You wait, head bent, while the light on the chapel beats on, shadowless and unmoved. Nothing changes. The red of the place gets into your vision. The faces of your crew seem flushed, as if fevered. You hear your own breathing echo raggedly. No one is sitting on the pew behind you. It doesn't stop you looking. The scene will stay with you. Perhaps you can write of it when you return to London. We gained 1 tale of terror, lost $1. That's it. And we get 5 terror. So we are now wary. And I'm pretty sure that's about all we can do here. We can go to the first curator. I'm not real interested in that right now, at least. So we're going to go ahead and move on. And we got quite a bit of fuel, and we got quite a bit of supplies. So we're going to go ahead and just kind of venture out this way a little bit. There's a location I'd like to find. We're going to see if we can find it. And if not, well then, at least we tried, right? So, just kind of sailing along. This is about my favorite part of the game. Well, it's one of my favorite parts, and probably the most aggravating part is trying to find locations. There's Massey's Shaft. Macy's Shaft, Massey's Shaft. There's Patrick's Lot. That's a light. We can get close to that. It'll help. Ooh, what's this guy? We're not gonna identify that guy. I don't think. Oh, okay, yeah, he's a pirate. So we're gonna kind of circle around him. Ah, kind of hurt. Come on, buddy. Yep, these guys, it's just best to stay behind them. They don't seem to have rear-firing weapons, at least none that I've encountered yet. And we're just gonna make pretty quick work of this guy. And the nice thing is too, while we're sitting here, we're not accumulating any terror. Oh, come on. And there we go. So we're going to go ahead and search spider silk. You can find spider silk in London, of course. Their trouble there is with sorrow spider infestation, like anywhere in the Neath. But for the real quality, you need to go east to the Connaught, or to the fang-bristling fastness of Saviour's Rocks. And so we have one bolt of spider silk, and we can see how much that's going to be worth. It's worth 50 echoes in London. So that's kind of a useful little thing. We're all clear. Alright, so not bad. This is our ship life, and we have crew. The more we get shot up, the more crew we will start to lose. And more crew you lose, the slower you go. What's this? Beacon Rock. Oh, and it looks like we found Gator's Morn. Okay, that is a little pirate outpost. Something about we can actually sell ships to them, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. So we won't be doing any of that anytime soon. What is this guy? Oh no. And we can actually run from this guy. And again, I don't think these guys have rear-firing weapons. These may be the guys. Some of them fire flares at me, and that's actually gotten me into a lot of trouble before by drawing the attention of sea monsters. Oh, reverse. No. There we go. Kept turning the wrong way. And a few more shots and this guy ought to be gone. So, and again, we're losing terror while we're in combat, which is nice. Not so sure about that in real life. So we're going to loot and scuttle her. Got 2 fuel, supplies, and curiosities. Top the bung carefully. Ah, we have a cask of mushroom wine. In the flaring light, it's Zee dark, but the taste is the darkness of autumn. Mushroom wine. An acquired taste, perhaps, but once you've acquired it, who'd go back to grapes? Nasty little bubbles of goo. Grapes. Ouch, we just rammed rocks. That hurts our ship. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and check out our hold real quick. I'm not sure how much this mushroom wine brings in. 20 echoes? Yeah, it's not a lot, but you know, hey, I'm okay with it. It's down here. Anything over here? And, we're see, what did we start off with? 11, 6 fuel, or 11, 12 fuel. So we're about halfway. We're in fog, and as you see, it's harder to make combat lock in fog, and I think we go a little bit slower as well. So there's Hunter's Keep. So we're gonna go ahead and just swing back around and go on back to London because we're almost home again. And oh yeah, okay, light out. We definitely don't want to draw the attention of that shark. If you turn your light out, sometimes you can kind of sneak by enemies. If not, they have this full power to the engines button, which is very useful for attempting to outrun enemies. But it can blow up engines sometimes. So sometimes you cause more problems trying to outrun than you accomplish by, you know, not running or walking away, I guess. Okay, we'll go ahead and conserve fuel for the rest of the sail in, and here we go. The lights of London welcome you home. This storylet only appears when you've been at sea for a little while. All the clatter and song of the dockside, it soothes the soul. Are there messages for you? Let's see. You have another day, a free evening. Something has changed in the Neath. I'm not really sure what this does for us. And someone wants to sign on. We have a very little gift. Well, the first thing we're going to do is go see our recruit. We have an adventurous. Afternoon, my lord. Looking for a gunnery officer? I'd like to help you blow up some monsters if you'll have me. Well, we already have a gunner, so maybe we'll pass on that. There's an engineer. At the end of the rotting dock, a woman perches on a suitcase. Both she and the suitcase are noticeably cleaner than everything else in view. Hello, where are you headed? On second thoughts, I don't mind. Can I come aboard? Yes, I'm an engineer, but I'm an engineer in a hurry. Increases sails, iron, and engine power. And that's going to use up our... It says we have 7. Oh, we have 7 of those. I don't know. Oh. Well, that was kind of a mistake. We spent $30 to hire whoever was sitting around. That's okay. Now we have a full crew. And, how much does she cost? 30 Echo? I think we'll go ahead and hire her. If anyone comes looking for me, well, I'm not accepting callers. Can I trust you to pass that on? You don't want them distracting me from my duties. So, we got her. So we're going to go ahead and assign her to our chief engineer. And she gives us 100 engine power, iron +3, and veils +6. So let's go ahead and talk to her. Perhaps you don't entirely trust her, but she keeps the engines turning and she's hard to dislike. We can spend secrets to improve our abilities. We can proposition her. Actually, we can proposition her right now. I think we'll wait on that. We can invite her to dinner if we had a strange catch. And if we invite her to dinner, then I'm pretty sure we can find out what she wants, why she's at sea, and what she wants to do, and we can help her accomplish her goals. So I guess we're done with her for now. We're going to speak to the Longshanks gunner. She helps us improve our iron. But we're going to see what she wants out of life. It's like the flit at sea, right? No one to tell you what to say or do, and no one to kick you downstairs just 'cause you got a little bit tall. I'll be a faithful officer, but put me ashore at the Shadow, and I won't forget you. When Khan's Shadow is east of the Khanate proper in the east central Unterzee. So she wants to go to Khan's Shadow. So we might help her out there. We might not, because we can proposition her too. We're going to read the morning papers. You see, decreases our terror. Didn't change that. We got our recent news back. The Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The Trader Empress has forbidden singing in the street outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasps. Okay. We can rest, reduce our terror, blah, blah, blah. I want to go to London, and I want to go to the Admiralty Survey Office. They'll pay for information from Zee Captains. Find out what and how. So, we have Hunter's Keep. I trust the sisters are keeping well. They are citizens of her enduring majesty, notionally. It's been confirmed. We get 1 fuel. We get 1 favor. Every time we turn in a brand new one, we get 1 favor. And I've learned that the favor is very nice to have. So we gained 5 echo also. And we also went to Venderbite. Looking back at it now, we should have stopped at that pirate outpost. We could have gotten a 3rd one to turn in. That would have been very nice. It's been confirmed. Get another fuel, another favor. And see, we lose our report. We can go back and get another report, and we can keep turning those in for the small fee that they like to pay us. See if there's anything they need. This port. Speak to our agent there and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. From the Iron and Misery Company funging station, somewhere not far from home waters. So, kind of vague where they want us to go. Let's see, we're pretty good on fuel and supplies right now. We could go talk to this guy, but I don't think we will right now. Maybe after our next expedition we will, but not right now. So anyways, I'm going to call it quits there for now. We'll go ahead and disembark and redock so it saves our game. The other thing is we have this Invictus token. That means we're playing in unforgiving mode, which means we can only save when it only auto saves. We can change that, but we will lose our token. So the goal is we're going to keep this token all the way to the finish of the game. So that is the goal, and we'll see how well we can do with that. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. I plan on bringing you another episode. Hopefully even completing this game. Completing a game for once. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. This is Selfcast Dad, and I will see you guys next time in the Unterzee.